This is going to be the forehand masterclass for advanced tennis players, but if you are a beginner or even intermediate player, this video is great for you, because if you follow me or if you don't know, I'm sharing my methodology that I created. Today I'm in Maldives. This is my second day here living as a full-time YouTuber, and in my methodology I always teach beginners the basic foundation and technique and that way you can be advanced or more professional player, or even professional, because you follow every single step. And that's why also I create my online forehand course, the first one and the second one. The first is the foundation of your footwork and the basic techniques and fixing common mistakes you always do and everyone does, so you are not an exception. And the course level 2 is about topspin. How can you work alone, without coach, without partner, topspin, and also how can you develop the open stance to play like that, because when you start you cannot work with open stance, you should use closed stance. And in this video I'm going to share everything, how you should prepare your racket, how you can accelerate more, your mindset, everything that is going to help you to become actually an advanced tennis player. And I would like to start like what's actually the difference between a beginner or even an advanced tennis player. In my methodology is more about the amount of hours an advanced tennis player dedicates to tennis and the amount of hours he practices every single day. Because if you follow me and if you follow all of these tips that I'm sharing in long form courses and ebook, you know that this methodology works, and that's why also you are here. You know this works 100% of the time. I never share anything that is not it didn't work in the past. So everything I share in these YouTube videos is something that works with everyone, and you are not an exception. So if it doesn't work with you at first, it's gonna work with you after a few tries. And yeah, this is a peace of mind for you, because you know that you are working on something that actually works. And the difference between an advanced and beginner or even an intermediate is not only the amount of hours that you practice, but also the amount of patience you dedicate to each single practice, and how you manage frustration and mistakes. Because if you want to get good or get better or get professional, you really need to accept mistakes, and you need to face every single practice as an opportunity to try more, to try better, to play as fast as possible, to play as deep as possible, to try new feelings. And for me this is about that, is trying new things and see what can you do, what can't you do also, because it's really important when you start to play tennis to understand, okay, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. So if I have a ball here, how should I do? How can I do this how I do this in practice, that now I have the confidence to do on the match. Because I believe you need to practice as hard as possible, using a lot your fitness. You need to be strong mentally. If you want to be an advanced tennis player, you need to be strong mentally and strong physically. You need to have good legs. You always need to work a lot your fitness, be always activated from the start. And if you follow me, you know, even if you are an advanced player, I don't like to see players that play good like me and doing this and just play and warming up like that, just giving one step. Sometimes they even do this on the back end, just one step. I like players that work with close stance, here, recover, and then go here, always do the split step, and always can be active from the start. And then after 5-10 minutes you can start using more open stance, semi-open, stepping in on the court and jumping to the ball. And why so much footwork? Because the power in tennis starts from your legs, as you know, if you are an advanced player. And also if you are an advanced player and you clicked in this video and you are still here, you think, oh, now here comes this guy with so much boring work. But look, I can play any level. I can play even futures. I wish I played in the past. I was national #1 in Portugal, under 14, 16, 18. I won dozens of tournaments, maybe around 75. I reached more than 100 finals in official tournaments in just 4 or 5 years. So I have a lot of experience as a player, and this channel is to help you. But this is not some hack or trick that you can just watch 5 seconds and that's it. This you need to understand the mindset. You need to understand how I think, how players with high level think, and how we practice and how we face also the practice. Because it's really important to understand, okay, I'm going to a tennis lesson. I'm not going to school, for example, where everything needs to be perfect, and if you fail, if you do mistakes, you are penalized, and it's a problem if you miss or if you fail. No, in tennis and in life, you need to fail. You learn by failing more, you learn by doing, and here is exactly the same thing. So if you want to play good forehands, first you need to use topspin. I don't believe and I don't like to practice players that play always flat. That's why I also don't like casinos, I don't like bets, because for me a player that plays flat, even if they play good, needs to practice with another coach. It's also really important to understand who are you as a player and who you have as a coach, because you need to be in the same side. You need to have a good relationship, you need to understand each other, and you need to follow the same pattern. You can be professional with all the ways, but I like the way that is almost sure that you can do it, and to be more aggressive, to be more consistent, as Nadal, Federer also, but Nadal, Djokovic, Murray, Alcaraz, even Sinner, they don't miss and they play aggressive because they practice a lot and they practice hard on court. So every time, of course I'm not going to play too fast because I didn't warm up, but every time they practice, they always try to accelerate every single ball. And in my opinion, when you start your practice, when you start working to be a better player, even to be professional, you need to face the court and the practice to try new things and to always play as fast as possible. You need to play at your highest level and always push even harder, which means, like, for me, I don't have any pleasure on coming to the court and always play like 100 kilometers an hour, no mistakes, just consistency. And this is what I see in academies like, I don't know, any academy that you have kids, or if you are 18, 17, 16, or even if you are an adult but you want to play really, really good. This I don't think is going to help you, because what is going to make the difference in your forehand or even in the backhand is you know how to be consistent, but with a high pace and with high intensity, moving a lot your legs, and every ball shorter or some ball that you have an opportunity to attack, you always go for it and you are not afraid, and you can accelerate even more because you are used to do that in your practice. So I can give you an example. When I used to practice, I always used to be the one missing more. And when I go to the tournaments, I never missed because I was consistent, always high pace, and every time I have an opportunity, I go and attack. And about attacking, I always like and I suggest to attack for the best shot of your opponent. So let's say his best shot is forehand. If you are here, and this also helps you to improve your forehand, because forehand is not just about technique, it's the mindset, it's the technique, the tactic, the strategy, is everything. That's why I'm starting with this topic, because let's say you are an advanced player, you have a ball here, you already know this ball in this part of the court, most probably going to win the point. Doesn't matter who is on the other side, because you have your forehand, you are here. So if you want to win the point, depending of course with who are you playing, and if you are sure, or for example closer to the net, if you are sure that you're going to win the point, always attack his forehand, in my opinion, because he's going to miss one forehand and he's going to lose confidence in his best shot. And in his mind he's going to think, oh, I missed my best shot, I missed my best shot. And he's going to lose confidence over time. Instead of that, if you just go for the backhand as rules, let's say, and then go and close with short and cross volley, it's okay. You also need to practice that, but you need to accept that mentally it's going to be much worse if he misses one forehand. I wouldn't think about that, because my best part is the mental part, but I know 99% of the players are like that. If they miss one forehand, they will be mentally, I don't know, they will go down. And in tennis, if you goes down and you can go a little bit up and up and up, and if you keep your motivation up, the difference is going to be bigger and you're going to win the match here. About technique, the most important thing for me, and if you can just take one takeaway from this video, is to keep the head of the racket lower than the ball. So it doesn't matter where is the ball, if it's here, if it's here, if it's here, or here, the head of the racket is always lower than the ball, because if the head of the racket is lower, you never miss a ball. Let's say like that, because it's really difficult to miss the ball if the head of the racket is lower and you just accelerate. I missed this because I didn't play with more energy. But yeah, if you do like that, you never miss the ball. And then second topic, the second most important tip is to use the semi-western grip. So it doesn't matter your level if you want to be more advanced. And if you really want to make sure you can attack consistently and more aggressive and with high percentage of chances to win points and to be consistent playing aggressive, is to use semi-western grip. And it's not half eastern, half semi-western grip. It's actually semi-western grip with the racket facing that fence and with your hand here relaxed. Again, my grip is a little bit smaller than standard. I don't have a finger here, but again, this grip, your hand relaxed. Spread more your fingers here, so you have your racket facing the fence, your hand relaxed. I cannot see this here, relax. Your fingers more, you can spread more like that, this finger here, and here you can brush the ball. It's much easier and you have so much better feelings, and this is my best tip for you, apart from the head of the racket, of course, a little bit lower. Let me just take some balls. So basically, if you have semi-western grip and if you have the head of the racket lower, it's going to be much easier to accelerate and then the third tip and the most important thing is to try to listen the topspin. Every time you hit, you need to listen that brush like this. You need to listen some, and you will listen. So if you are more beginner or intermediate, and if you are still watching this video, which I believe is your case also, I would suggest not only to finish the racket here, as I explained in beginner videos, but if you are more advanced and if you want to become more advanced, it's much easier if the ball is lower or hip height or even lower. It's much easier to accelerate safe, going and hitting the shot and finishing like Wawrinka here, like that, and holding the racket like 1-1 here, holding the racket like that, okay? So you accelerate here, contact point here, and you finish like this. And this is gonna help you to accelerate more, to play more safe, okay? Because the ball going up and down, and you play with a lot of topspin, okay? And you can brush a lot the ball, and of course then you can use your legs, you can generate more power. And this is gonna help you to play really fast, to play really consistent, and is another strategy that is gonna help you to improve your forehand and be hopefully advanced player, professional player, depending on your age. But if you watch my channel and if you are any age before 18 and if you want to be professional, this is the best channel for you because I'm sharing everything. I have a lot of experience working also with high competition, so I know I can help you. And if you are here, thanks for watching also this and for believing in this process. And even if you are an advanced player, I really recommend to watch that beginner and intermediate level course, even my courses or the videos, because are actually for you. An advanced player is just someone that does the basics, the beginning exercises and drills more times, more often, with more speed, with more intensity. So the advanced player, they don't do something different. It's not different, it's just the same, more often with more intensity. And with that, I always mention the basic footwork. If you are an advanced, of course, I'm not going to lose so much time here because I have my course and I have many videos about that. But the basic footwork is to start here, of course, a little bit behind the line. Of course, if you are a beginner, I suggest to start on the line, to do the first step on the line, and you have the reference. But if you are more advanced, you can start here and you do skipping, split step, 1, 2, double step, 1, 2, and then recover, 1, 2, split. And then you go to the side, you can use open stance here, power on this leg, here, and then you recover, 1, 2, split. You can start to use like even balls back. You can do 1, this, and usually you do even more, double step back, and then you play like this. Sorry, the ball was not so good. 1, 2, split. And this is really important to understand. Oh, it's too hot, so my glasses are always falling. Is to understand how to move, and this exercise, this like a spider, is really important to adapt and to always change the footwork. To understand, you need to use different types of footwork and always to be in every side of the court, to understand that you need to move, 1, 2, split. You need to move in all directions, because one of your mistakes is that you are playing on the line, always going this side, never going back or forward. Of course, it's much better to move forward and anticipate a high ball and play when the ball is bouncing up. When the ball is bouncing up, you can play like this footwork, okay? But sometimes you need to go back, sometimes you need to know. So you need to know that footwork, you need to go how to play that ball, and you know that when you go back, you need to play high balls, ideally to his backhand, and get your position. And if you play to his backhand, you play on this side. If you are more advanced, you know this. So if you play balls from here, if you play forehand cross court, you just need to be here. If you play forehand down the line, you need to recover and you need to be on this side of the court, because you need to be in the middle of the angles and you need to be to cover all the court. And this is really important for you to dominate and to understand. These are the basics. And then also another tip that I would like to give you, because I'm going to try to help you as much as possible in this video, is a little bit longer but is essential for you to grow as a tennis player, is if you want to play better, you need to understand that you also need to open angles. It's really important to try to open angles and play open an angle and then play to the open space. Open an angle, play to the open space, or just sometimes you accelerate too much, then you open an angle, also changing depths of the ball. Sometimes you pretend that you want to play too fast and then you brush even more and the ball is shorter, and sometimes they don't understand that. And for that you just brush more and you go fast with the racket up instead of going so much with the ball. Instead of thinking that you play one ball here and one there and going like that, You can accelerate just this and the ball is going shorter and you open the angle and is another challenge for your opponent. This is all details that matters a lot if you are an advanced tennis player or if you want to become an advanced tennis player. Tennis is not just to hit a forehand and a backhand. And about also the forehand, I mentioned this many times, but it's really important to understand first that you never hit the same shot twice. You always change your movement, you always change the way you prepare the racket and to the ball. Basically, if the ball is coming too fast, of course, doesn't make sense to go up if the ball is here. So you need to go down and keep the head of the racket lower and then you play. If the ball is coming too high, you have time to go here with the head of the racket in this direction and you prepare with a bigger loop, because bigger the loop, more you accelerate, spending less energy because you take advantage of the weight of the racket. The racket has weight, okay, that's why it's going to fall. If you do it, gravity, the racket is going to fall and then you're going to accelerate. If you have more or less time but not so much, you can do normal, like a beginner. One, instead of this, you can do here. One and then you go down and then you play. Then if you have a little bit extra, you can do one and do a little bit of loop. You always manage this the best way. If you are relaxed and you have plenty of time, you are really on the game, you can do more or less like I do. I just prepare like that, okay, head of the racket is here. I do more or less like this and then I go more or less like a sinner, I think I would say, like this. Sorry, my ball was with too much topspin here. Yeah, like that, but better. I didn't accelerate and I actually missed. But basically just to go there with the racket here and you relax. And here, when you have the racket here, doesn't matter how you prepare, but here then you need to relax to do your lag. And your hand also is never too tight here. You need to relax. Your hand is almost open. Basically, when you prepare, you do this and then you relax completely. And I even like to throw a little bit the racket with this hand, you see? I do this and I almost throw, I open my hand and then the racket goes back and go. And this is going to generate more energy to the ball because you throw the racket and you are not spending energy, you see, like that. And you go, and it's so much easier, so much relaxed here because you go. And once you get this movement, this flow is so much easier. And then tennis, if you want to be more advanced, let me just take some balls. Yeah. If you want to be an advanced, or if you are an advanced tennis player, you need to accept that you need really to play hard, to do all of these things, but always try more and more and more and more, and basically never be satisfied with the level you are doing. You can always do better. You can always change spins more times. You can play with the same grip, of course, one ball more flat, okay? One ball the same, a little bit higher, one ball shorter. You can always change directions and spins and so many things you can do to improve. And for that, if you want to get really good, you need to work a lot on your fitness. And for that, it's so simple. You just need to, just take more. You just need to put the cone here. For example, here, I don't know, let's say you're going to play cross court, you put the cone here, for example, and you work on your footwork. Let's say you close stance, you work close stance here, and then you recover, 1, 2 split, you go around, 1, and you go, and then you do like 6 balls cross court, then you go down the line, you put the cone here, and you do the same. Let's say now you play with open stance, you go here, you recover, 1, 2 split, and you go around, and here, and this, why? Because the best fitness you can do is on court. Doesn't matter you pay, okay, you can pay a fitness coach, he's much more, I know he's more professional, he's good, if you have the chance, it's okay. But if you don't have, it's fine. You can perfectly work on your fitness with a cone on a tennis court alone. You can even do it alone because you can go around, just throw the ball and go here and then recover, 1, 2 split and go around. And also now I notice that I look at the cone, but it's one of the mistakes. You need to play here, you need to play and recover looking at the ball, and you don't need to look at the cone. And one of the strategies is, instead of going so close, you know the cone is here. Synesthetic perception, I think, is like that. Synesthetic perception in English is percepção synesthetic, I think. So it might be that in English, is that I know that the racket is here without looking. And you know that the cone is there, so you can just go a little bit more and you give more space, like that. You never hit the cone. Yeah, this is already too many things. Also, I want to say, on my course, my second course, I really teach a lot of exercises for the topspin, and that 3 drills are really important to help you grow as a tennis player, because topspin is the most important thing in tennis. If you don't use the topspin, you cannot play good tennis or high level, or you're going to miss so much that any consistent player is always going to beat you. So in that three drills, and then I give 1 or 2 bonus drills for topspin, it's perfect to understand this motion and to start relaxing more your wrist. And of course you need to understand that in the beginning you will see the course, you will do it, you're going to improve a lot, and then you can thank me in the end, because both are great. If you are watching this video and if you are here, I would start with the second, just for you to see the value and understand, oh, this is actually valuable. And then I would go to the first and work on that basics every single day with all the footwork is there and the mistakes, because it's just to repeat the same things more times, more often, just the same. It's nothing new. It's just following that steps, and it's a step by step. It's so easy to follow, and if you really dominate the topspin, you are halfway there. I think this is the most important thing for me in tennis. Another thing is to accept that you're gonna have days that you don't want to practice. You're gonna have days that you are not in the mood. You're gonna have days that you go to the court and you miss every single ball. But that days are the days that you are the most challenged, and that the days that I value the most. I like players that in the bad day, they can go to first they can go to the practice, they can have the courage to step on the court. Then the second thing is to try to forget the problems they have outside. This is really important, difficult but important. Also, I like to say you can put all the frustration you have inside of you on the ball, and with the few balls you're gonna release all that frustration and actually gonna enjoy the practice, because you are hitting too hard, and that day is gonna be one of your best practice. And then you need to accept that on that day sometimes is your best practice, or in average is like that, but you need to accept that you're gonna go to the practice, you're gonna miss a lot, and especially in the days you don't want to work out, but after 5 minutes you already forget everything and you're gonna work out and play and do your best. And this is the most important thing, because you are getting better mentally and you are overcoming challenges. And if you don't overcome that challenge in the moment, because if you have a bad day, if you are missing a lot in that day, I value players that want to solve the problem in that specific lesson. That specific lesson that you are not doing your best, you are not playing inside, and you find a way to play more balls inside, to go back to your game again. And even if you don't get to your level, at least the closest possible, and you can be competitive with the level you're going to reach in that lesson. And for that, the first and basic thing is you need to get confidence again. So once you start and you are missing a lot, you need to get confidence. And the only way to get confidence is to play balls inside, even if you play like that. But if you play inside, you're going to get confidence and confidence and confidence, and over time you're going to play better and better, and you start to accept, okay, even in the bad days I can overcome. If I go to the tournament, if I have a bad day, I can play 1 match, 2 match, 3 match, and I know that if one of the match I'm not in my best, I can always go and find some energy inside somehow, and I have the solutions for that specific game. And in my opinion, it's also really important to understand that sometimes playing your best doesn't mean playing your best level, but it's playing smart, because sometimes you are playing with someone that is really good at this height, which is too much often, is you play this height, the ball is too fast, looks like it's a really interesting game, but if you start changing speeds and heights and angles, you will see that it's not so comfortable on that different sides of the court, in different heights here, lower balls, going to the net. You can play shorter to force him to come to the net, put him in difficult situations, and this is going to help you to play better, to play more aggressive also. And you are being aggressive, not taking so many risks, but you are being aggressive by changing also your game and trying more by changing. And of course you need to be mentally ready for that, because of course if you also change your game, you will maybe miss more. So you need to understand if you are a player that can do that, because I believe you are the best player if you go to the match and you are not the one changing. He needs to be the one changing. So I believe in having a really good player, like the one I always teach in my videos, that is the player that is as consistent as possible, and this is perfect for an advanced player, is he never miss on the baseline, never miss any shots. If you have a good shot, you attack and you are aggressive and precise, and you know that that ball is going to be in. You don't take many risks, and when you take risks, it's always safe risks, because you know that that ball is going to be in, because you are used to play with super high pace in the practice. So that level, on the tournaments, you don't need to play 200 kilometers an hour, you can play 170, he's still too fast and he's with high percentage inside. He's a player that can know all of the basic shots and you can do everything with the hand. That's why I like to work volleys, drop shots, everything. But he's the player that essential has a really good shot, one forehand that can make the difference and that can change speeds too fast, can change angles, because you just need one shot to make all the difference. And this shot is the forehand. And the forehand can win tournaments alone. I already said this many times. The serve is really important for high professional players, top ATPs or even any ATP. But if you are trying to be a professional, of course you're developing a really good serve, but then you need to have a really good second ball, and usually, of course, you need to have a really good forehand, of course. And most of the second balls, you can always try to go with the forehand. If the ball is in the middle, you can always go around and do a forehand, even if you go back a little bit. Yeah, but this is really important to have a really strong forehand and to create the pressure to your opponent that says, okay, if I play too fast, if I play normal, it's going to be consistent. So maybe I'm not that guy that can be here 5 hours, so he's going to try to change the game. But at the same time, he's afraid, because every time he lets the ball a little bit shorter, you're going to attack. This creates so much pressure. And this is really important for you to understand. I said too many things here. I have, as I said, all organized in my courses. It's perfect for you or any other player. I really talk about this because I really believe on that courses. And I think that these 2 courses I created are going to change the world of tennis, because it's so simple and so easy to follow, and you can watch anytime, as many times as you want. So I really believe on that. But and by the way, 85% of you are still not subscribed to this channel. I always say this every single day, because we are in a mission to reach 100,000 subscribers and the silver play button, and hopefully 1 million subscribers in the future. But first, this step, that is 100,000 subscribers. I'm trying to help 1 million tennis players to play really good tennis and to change their forehand or your forehand for semi-western grip, to get confidence on court. And first, also, I want to say thank you for watching this video, for being here so far. And second, first, also, if you didn't like this video, like, because apparently it's good for the algorithm, and it's going to say to YouTube that this video is good, and it's going to share to more people, more players like you that would love to watch this video, but they don't even know that this video exists. And second, comment something, your biggest challenge, what is the biggest takeaway from this video, and what are you expecting with these videos when you are looking, what you would like to have more here. And of course, subscribe, because most probably you are not subscribed still. So it would mean a lot to me, and you would be part of this community. Is, I think, one of the strongest communities in tennis and the fastest growth in tennis in the world. So thanks for being part of this journey. And to finish a little bit more about your forehand, it's really important also to dominate the way you approach the net, because every time you have a short ball, I always teach this footwork: 1, 2, double step, 1, 2, and then you recover, 1, 2, split, looking at the ball. But you need to understand that this footwork, if you are more advanced, if the ball is good, you keep moving to the net. Okay. Also, if the ball is shorter, I'm not going so far. I can go, but I can change the camera. Yeah. And you even see bounce. If, for example, you have the ball short, you need to understand that to go to the net, if the ball is short and lower, here, this height, hip height, or lower, you need to go like that, and you jump, and then 1, 2, split, and you do the split step. My glasses again. And if the ball is higher, you need to go, instead of close stance, you need to open, okay? And here you jump, 1, 2, split. And this 1, 2 split is always the same. Even when you are on the baseline and you play, and you do 1, 2 split, you always recover the same way. It's really important to dominate this. You have many footworks. Focus on your footwork, focus on your legs, focus and try your best, focus on giving your best every single lesson, accept mistakes, always learn from mistakes, always try to do better in the next shot, and try to change speeds, change directions, change heights of the ball. This is going to help you to become a really good player. And remember, work a lot on your fitness, run outside, do like 10 seconds sprinting, stop 10 seconds, or 1.5 minutes running, stop 30 seconds. And yeah, this is one of the best videos I did, because I help you a lot with so many tips. And I always repeat myself a lot about this, because I want to help you as much as possible also, and help you understand that this is not so simple, this is not so easy, but it's simple. So you just need to do what is simple more times, and not trying to create more things or watch more videos or trying more tricks or more hacks, because you don't need, you just need this. and you just need to do this every day or as much time as possible, many hours. But at the same time, as I mentioned on my newsletter, and I have my weekly newsletter, is like try to do this for many years, except that in a few years you're going to become a good player, and you don't need to spend 10 hours or 20 hours here on court if you are not advanced. If you are advanced, you really need to do that 5 hours a day or 4 hours a day. If you don't work 4 hours a day and you want to be a professional player or you want to be a pro player, I don't think you are in the right place, because you really need to be competitive, and to be competitive you need to practice what they practice. So I think I mentioned a lot of things here. Let me know if this video was valuable, what was the biggest takeaway. Thanks for watching, and again, give your feedback about my courses. I'm receiving a lot, and I'm sharing on my highlights on Instagram, so you can check what other players are saying about the courses, about the book. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on this one right here. Thank you.